All right, let's talk about use cases because that's where the money is. Our flagship use case is Member Journey. It is a one-screen application, but it is a one-screen application that put us on the map. Essentially, United Health Group has a lot of different businesses. We have different benefits businesses. We have different, we serve different populations. So for benefits, we have medical, we have behavioral, we have dental, we have RX, we have vision, there's life insurance, there's a lot of benefits that we sell. And then we serve people throughout their lifetime, from commercial insurance to Medicare and Medicaid. And each one of those businesses has nuances. They have their own systems, they have their own infrastructure, their own nuances on the data. And this is the first time that all of this was brought together on one screen. And that was transformational. When people saw that, that's when really Graph took off for us in United Health Group. It took us about total work of about 8 hours to do that. 8 hours of work, not duration for all your PMI geeks out there. 8 hours of work. That's it. That's a day. That means that in a day you can build a model that predicts disease using connected data in the graph. All the data connected in an enterprise graph. He's basically saying, look, put some AI algorithms on top. Not only monitor what's happening, predict what's going to happen when it happens, without having to take a bunch of stuff, bunch of people and do a project. Have it always monitor the enterprise so we can avoid the problems before they happen. Now it's a tall order, and more importantly, the scope is large, right? It's clinical, it's operations, it's finance, it's you name it, it's marketing, it's compliance. You can throw anything in there, right? Because everything is connected. When you have an issue over here in pharmacy, what's the impact? What's the impact downstream? How's the enterprise really brought together? If we're building the brain of the enterprise, at the end of the day, that's one of the main functions of the brain. It's to run the entity.
So normalized relational tables. On the left, you see not one of our cars. I think it's a Skoda actually, which is a kind of Czech car, made in Czech Republic, I think, owned by Volkswagen. Quite a lot of parts, not nearly as many parts as we'd have in our cars. We're a much more complex mechanical prospect than that. And on the right, a kind of relational schema that I ripped off the internet. So it actually doesn't have anything to do with cars at all, but it kind of looks pretty, right? And you've seen these things, I hope, you know, these relational schemas. And of course, your natural instinct in all of these things is to try and work out what a normalized schema might be in order to represent a car. And I'm going to make the argument over the next few pages, slides, that you need to torture the schema to fit a car, right? You are never ever going to get to the schema you want, even if you, in theory, think you can. That will allow you to do anything like this use cases we've just talked about. And that's why we've never been able to do it, right? It's a really, really hard job.
Graph augments our solution. So our graph solution at Open Corporates is mostly under the hood. So it powers our website and API in terms of analyzing and retrieving connections. We have some simple visualizations built on top of a beneficial ownership, but really it powers the analytics behind it. So we have a relational database, so that runs in parallel with our graph database, and Graph powers the complex queries and analytics. So Graph solved our problem of being able to look at companies and relationships and return that information in real time for the users of our website and API. And that was a problem that we just couldn't solve with Relational.
The way we look at AI is a broad spectrum. AI has symbolic AI, which is knowledge engineering, and then AI has machine learning and deep learning. So actually, through our experience, what I concluded, actually graph or knowledge graph is a happy medium, can bring symbolic AI and machine learning together. But customers in this new era demands intelligent, smart product and services. Can automate their work, give them confidence to get their, in our case, get their finances done. That's why graph is the central piece of everything what we do.